Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Another day beachside here in the Philippines. Yeah, another day beachside. I got it really early this morning, probably about 4 a.m. and because I went to bed real early last night, and I wanted to get up early. That was my whole point, to go to bed super early so I could get up super early. I just have a limited amount of time that I like to sleep. Now my super early going to bed might be different than yours, because normally I go to bed maybe around midnight, but last night I went to bed maybe about 9 o'clock, so that's super early for me. Okay, anyway, it was just a beautiful morning, and I just went outside and spent time with Melinda, set the sprinkler, fed the chickens, just getting life going here. Mel and I walk around looking at the projects together, talking about ideas and our future and our plans, and just living a good, happy life. Man, I tell you what, that Melinda's such a good woman, you know. And I tell you what, I know I have somebody great. You know, life comes along, and there's always people that's going to try to bring temptation in your life and mess with your head and different things, man, you know. But let me tell you, the grass is not always greener or tastes better on the other side of the fence. When you got some pretty darn green grass right where you're at, and it's pretty tasty, and I ain't talking about Melinda being tasty. I'm just using the metaphor of a cow eating grass, because I'm a Texas farm boy. Well, you better stay right where you're at, because you never know. You might stick your head through that fence and get hit by a truck. So, yeah, man, I tell you what, I just really appreciate Melinda's the bottom line. That is the bottom line. And I just enjoy our life. We have our rough days. We have our times we argue, because we're a real couple. But the difference is that we overcome, we compromise, we work our issues out, and we just keep on moving forward. So I'll show you what's going on out here. We are using this tin like this right here, just like steel deck for pouring concrete on, like that steel deck right up there. And it's the same thing we did over our septic tank. And that way you have something to form on the pour concrete on top of. So we got a little, let him get off that metal right there. So we got a little steel frame that's supported out in the middle underneath. We got these concrete beams. So they're cutting this steel deck. It's AKA roof tin, and putting it down. And then we'll be setting steel grid over the top of this, and then we'll be pouring a thin little concrete slab up inside of this boat. It's gonna be pretty cool. Just enough for a little floor in here. It don't have to be real thick, but of course I just want to put concrete so it's got long durability to it. But it's coming right along. When we pour this floor, it's going to be a whole game changer. So I think a lot of you understand now why I put the big concrete columns underneath it and all. The big footer down in there. It's because everything's a plan. It don't always happen instantly. Everything's a plan, and when it was time to get on it, and got on it. So there it is right there. We'll get this joker all fixed up looking good. You just watch and see. Got this bamboo here, letting it cure a little bit, and this is going to be used in our Bakubo. And of course we need to build it strong and long lasting, so we're using these mahogany posts here. In the US they probably sell that as a 6x6. It's actually about like a 5x5. We've pre-treated them with selenium and diesel that's soaked down into them, so that they'd have a little bit of bug treatment. We drove copper nails up into the bottom of them, because that also deters bugs. That copper, they don't like it. It's all leveled out right here. The top of each one of these pails, we pulled a water level, and we set this string around, and we've made sure we can get it as level as possible. And the reason I want to build it off level on these pads is that for any reason we ever want to move it, and you move it and you set it down, you're not making the structure all wonky and cracking it and breaking it because you got one leg 8 inches longer than the other leg, or a foot longer, and all that. So it can be picked up, moved somewhere, and set right back down flat if you'll prepare area for it without messing it all up. So that way it always has the potential to be moved. All it takes is, you know, a couple I-beams or whatever underneath it, and like I said yesterday, just weld no truck axle or something underneath there, a couple wheels and a little old hitch, and you can roll it around. You can balance it and you can roll it. Pretty normal in the US, see it happen all the time. It's just a day in, day out routine in America. And believe it or not, they move some stuff here too, man. It's crazy what you'll see on trucks going down the road here sometimes. So anyway, that's in order, and we've got some other wood that we already pre-treated laying right out over here, and we'll start getting these squared up with each other just right, pull all of our measurements, and then we'll put in our outer perimeter. We'll notch into these posts. We're going to bolt it with lag bolts and just make it super strong. And yeah, it's ought to be pretty nice, man. My buddy Cappy's got a little bit of hiccup on his visa extension as a tourist here. So they went to the online system, right, where you can just do it all online. You don't have to go into a field office and all here. And he wanted that 6-month extension, and you could do it online after you've had your, like, I don't know, I'm not an immigration officer, but after you've had your first couple extensions or whatever, then you could apply and do the 6-month. He's tried to do the 6-month here at our local office in Iloilo before. He's tried to go to Manila to a main office at the airport, but now with the e-visa online, he was able to do a 6-month. But he made a hiccup, and I'll share this, not trying to sell my friend out. He is my buddy, and he knows I'm a vlogger, and this information could help somebody else, okay? So it was time for him to renew his visa. He had, you know, just short time left, and he wanted to do that 6-month because it's going to affect what the LTO wants here for him to get a driver's license as a tourist, because he's running on his US license right now. So LTO here wanted him to have a 6-month extension in order to give him a Philippines driver's license, unless you had an SRRV or a 13A or some kind of visa like that. But as a tourist, they wanted him to have a 6-month extension. I hear that some immigration offices or LTO offices have not required that. Some have required that. I think they just kind of do what they want to do at each office. It's kind of hit and miss random on everything. Some offices would give a 6-month extension right off the bat. Some just like deer in the headlights, like we can't do it, or no, or what are you talking about? So it's been a little dysfunctional. And he's went to great efforts to try to do this, including flying all the way to the main office up in Manila. So, okay, well now with the e-visa services, he could do it, and he could do it himself, and he did it. Punched it all in for the 6-month, went and did a Gcash payment, did the payment and all. But here's the hiccup. It was his own fault, okay? He tried to use his Hotmail address, which he normally uses, but some of these systems don't like using a Hotmail address. A lot of them have stopped using that services. I think there was a lot of security issues or something. So it didn't want his Hotmail. So he put in his Gmail address, which he doesn't use that often. And he left his email address for Gmail has his middle initial in it. It's like his first and last name and with his middle initial. I don't want to give out what it is, so we'll just say that. And he wasn't used to typing in that Gmail address like he was his Hotmail, and he messed up and left out the A in his name, the middle initial. So just straight up goof up, okay? And he didn't get his receipt. He didn't get his Visa. It's paid for. He got a confirmation on the transaction, popped up on the screen, a transaction number, a Gcash payment number. He's got all that. But now he don't have his Visa because it's a wrong email. And there's somebody out there with that email address that received a copy of his Visa. Straight up mistake over one letter. He knows it was his mistake. You know, he was new to it. He was new to using the Gmail, everything. So it was just a simple mistake. Well, he don't know how to get it corrected. So he gets up and he goes into the city the following day, yesterday, and he goes to the Bureau of Immigration office in Iloilo. And he explains to him what happened. But according to what he told me, I don't know this firsthand, they kind of handled him without much care. And I would have to agree to maybe what he was saying, because even a lady wrote down that, well, she looked him up first in the system, and she said that in the Bureau of Immigration system, that he comes up as a Filipino or with a Filipino's image, like on their computer, the picture of this person with this name and passport number and previous visa number and all, that a Filipino showing up, a Filipino's image. And we can't do nothing. You gotta deal with Manila or whatever. I don't know exactly how the conversation went, so I'm not trying to beat anybody up. I'm just giving the gist of it, how it was conveyed to me. And then they said, well, they needed his boarding pass from his last flight coming in, I guess, to prove the date that he arrived here. Now, he's already had 2 extensions since that arrival. So what does that boarding pass matter? And Cap, unlike myself, he discarded that. Maybe many of you do too. So you better hold on to those last boarding passes. And he said, I don't have that. He just recently threw it all away. Now me, I'm what they call a lawyer's dream, because I keep everything, because there's always that what if, and it's came in handy in my life more than one time. So he said, ma'am, I tell you right now, I don't have that boarding pass. Well, do you have ticket number? Well, he couldn't remember, but he did. But I had it in my email as well, where I had helped him book that ticket, him going to Texas, coming back to Philippines, and he helped me there at the farm. So we had the ticket number and the itinerary and everything. And she gave him an email and told him that he needed to email this, like his information or whatever, to this office, to this Gmail account. And she scribbled it so cruddy that you couldn't even read it. And maybe he should have asked her to write that a little bit better where he can read it, because I had it in my own hand. I'm telling you, we battled to figure out what that information was. And the Gmail would come back every time not deliverable. He is just wore out. He's tried to deal with them, and according to him, there just wasn't much care put forward in helping him. And that's sad, because they are immigration services. They are the Bureau of Immigration. Their counters there to help people. Not to be rough on people, not to give people hell, but to help them. You know, the Department of Tourism is trying to rebuild the tourism in this country to what it was prior to COVID. and they are still not at that level yet. So come on, Bureau of Immigration, help people out. Go that above and beyond. That's why they went through all this implementing these online services. It's not a perfect world. He made a mistake. But your job now shouldn't even be as clustered on how to handle every single visa. And you should even possibly have more time to give a person a little bit more care to help with these situations. And he's just stressed out. He was getting up early this morning and going back there again to plead with them to help him because he made a mistake on one letter on his email address. And I'll let you know what happened. I just hope that maybe somebody out there in BI might hear what I'm saying and address that, because I know some of the people down at that BI office, and there's some really nice, great people there. Well, there's the concrete ship. So he's got a floor in it now. Woo! There it is. Now we'll work on those sides in there. Pretty darn cool. Miss Melinda and July, they're going to a festival parade up here in our town with all the ladies from the Zumba. They're doing, I think, a walking parade. Man, it's hot to be doing a walking parade on the concrete. Shoot, that's like torture. They never do that at nighttime, man. Or early in the morning. I was watching a vlogger, Marcos on Overstay Road. I like him, Southern brother. And he's a cool cat. Anyway, he was talking about in one of his videos. I haven't watched a whole lot of videos lately. I caught his, and he's saying that they started like a marching band parade at something like 3 a.m. or 3:30 in the morning and woke the whole damn neighborhood up. And they're used to it. And I was like, man, I know that. There's a parade going all the time. And music this morning, early music was pumping. 3 different places around. So you got to think about all that, if you can do it or not when you come here. Mel and myself, a couple friends, we were high up in the mountains, man. You couldn't see a house around, but we could hear music loud and clear high up in the mountains, traveling up from way down at 2 different places where they were jamming out at 2 little houses, man. And it was carrying way up that mountain. There was no solitude, no serenity. Into another day. Boy, I got hot out here earlier. We were over there working on that frame for that little native wood room that we're going to build over there. And man, that evening sun got intense on all of us over there. It's beautiful out there right now though. Look at that, beautiful. Here's Miss Mel. She's been gone all day. They had their
Zumba parade.
Yeah, their parade. Well, the Zumba team got in it, but I guess it was the festival parade or whatever,
yes,
right?
It's a festival parade, yes, because
Yep.
on this coming Sunday we have a Big Bawan Fiesta, our town fiesta.
So her and Joanne and Gila all headed up to that and met up with all the rest of the Zumba crew, all in their yellow shirts.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Actually, we performed there.
Tom and did you see Tom?
Yes, Tom is taking us picture. Actually.
Oh, he was taking y'all's picture?
Yes.
Saying, I saw Eileen in the picture, so Tom was there. I had to say hi to him sometime. Well, let's look around at what happened here while you were gone today, while you were absent. There is a floor up here in the boat now. You want to climb up ahead of me? That way when we get the money shot, boom! Money shot right there. Money, money, money. Joke. Yeah. No. Oh my God. Good Lord. Man. So this has got a solid concrete floor in it now. Yes, it does. Best floor it's ever had. Yeah, all the way through.
Actually, so nice to just taking picture here like this.
Yeah, that old stainless there, actually you can take and wipe it down. It actually will polish out again, but apparently that was like not the best grade stainless steel that they did on this too.
But do you know, it is a nice place to just hang out here like this hour now.
It is.
You can see everything, you know. Wow. It seems like my favorite spot here. Sip my coffee.
I see you sitting up here all the time. So let's walk around and look at a few more things, Mal. Beautiful evening. Ready?
Yes.
Having a solid floor in this now is really cool.
You still get it, Philly, so there.
We're gonna work on all of it. We'll cut that whole bad area out. And go ahead. Everybody, appreciate you watching our videos and just staying with us continuous through all the mayhem that goes on around here. I know there's a lot of different content in this vlog. There's boat stuff, there's house building, there's traveling around, there's the motorcycle now that's coming to the picture. But there's a big picture to all of this. We built our house and we built guest rooms, Airbnb rooms, and we're on a beachfront. And we had this Bakubo, which we moved out to the beach, and we've got this space, and all along we wanted to have some Bakubos for rent out here at the side, you know, and just have a little little beachside, little small boutique resort business and all.
Just a little bit kind of private, you know, not that just a lot
Not
of people.
Yeah, not a party zone.
Like maybe like couples, you know, like to stay and chill.
Absolutely.
And plus, of course, James talking about earlier, you know, of course, our blog is all about our life, you know, so we share our life and our journey to you guys.
Yeah, we absolutely do. So if you know, I'd appreciate that you stick with me, even though the content kind of switches around to different things. Like she said, it's our life, and that's what's going on in our life.
So we're not just only like only one content, like a food or whatever. We just mix everything, you know.
Absolutely. And we enjoy it. I mean, it's happy. We don't want a boring place like, okay, you build a house, then what do? Just sit there, or you spend all your time leaving a house that you built? Well, we wanted a place that has an income, and this has the potential to have a significant income. It's nothing to sneeze at. You know, we're not building $700 bamboo floor fan rooms, you know. I mean, $700. Did I say dollar? We're not building
Wow.
700 peso a night, you know, rooms or anything like that. And
We built this one a quality.
yes, and anything we're doing it quality. And same time, we're rehabbing this property. We're rehabbing the beach. You know, we're giving the locals work, and we're giving her family work. It benefits everybody, and you can tell there's a lot of people proud in the community as they come by. They like to take pictures and all. We went through a little rough spot in the beginning when we first started building here because it was changed. There had been nothing here in this subdivision happening in so long.
because right now they understand what our goal and what's really uh, the future of this place.
Yeah, absolutely. And we love being part of our community here. There's times we get aggravated and with things and all, but over on the biggest part of it, we're happy. And most people that we might sometimes fuss about, in our heart of hearts, we love them.
Oh,
We do, you know. I mean, there is even some neighbors right here, you know, that we'll fuss about sometimes, you know, they're being too noisy or yelling at their kids or something. But that's life, man.
oh, sometimes
And
people in a bad mood also.
we just accept it and just go on, you know. And I tell you what, just the main thing that I've learned in the Philippines is helping me. Sometimes I still need more help though. It's just to let stuff go that doesn't matter. Don't get so upset about things that you can't change and it doesn't matter. Sometimes, you know, we can just let things go too far. And it's really helped me on my attitude. It has. I just had that, you know, rough and tough. Boy, Mel, you're getting a bug getting you there,
Yes,
huh?
everywhere.
I see some little gnats in the air right
Also,
now.
it's itchy.
Um, I came from this in Texas, and you know, country boy, and where you know you had that rugged, rough, tough, stay off my lawn attitude, and so it's really been different for me to live here, and you know, where just people walk by and walk in and walk around and all, but oddly, I've come to enjoy it. We were just talking about that yesterday, wasn't we? About or the early this morning, wasn't
Yes,
it?
this
Yeah,
morning
early this
we
morning.
talk about it.
That you know, of not trying to block people's way or nothing like that, to leave everything open. And I told Melinda, I actually enjoy watching the people walk by. I absolutely do. And I mean, if it's girls in bikinis wanting to jump up in the
Why
boats and
not,
take
right?
pictures,
Oh yes.
why not, man?
It's bonus
Don't block
round.
the way.
Bonus round for James.
Bonus round. Yeah, absolutely. Well, don't even need the binoculars. So anyway, it's nice and it's just enjoyable to be here. Just look at this.
Always love that evening time here.
Absolutely. Well, again, thank you very much, and just appreciate it. Comment, tell us how you're doing, and we'd like to hear from you always. I try to really stay on those comments. Comment more, and appreciate you all very much. And thank you again.
Thank you.
So here we are. We're at the beginning of a series about building a home here in the Philippines. And what do you do in the beginning? In the beginning, you would first buy your property, right? You want to secure your property. That is a tough decision right there. That's going to be your biggest decision right there. Mark my words. If you're building a full-size home and you're really investing into it, that is your biggest decision right there. That's the first step you need to make towards really being careful. Now, I know a lot of foreigners out there are going to say, how can I own land in my name in the Philippines? Because you're having a hard time to let your money go to a property that can't fully be in your name. And you just really want to have that control over it. Well, I'm sorry, you cannot. And if you're so worried about that, maybe you might want to rethink about owning a house here or building a house here. Maybe a condo is a better option for you, or just renting. Because you can rent some really great and big houses here for a cheap price, and you don't have to worry about all that. Well, that's your biggest decision right there in the beginning. Day one is the property. Now, the next thing that we want to talk about on the property is when you buy a piece of property, you're going to start looking and they're going to say, oh, I have a friend over here, I have a friend over there, I have an uncle over here, I have a tita over there. And they're going to all try to point you different directions, and if you go to a realtor, the same thing. And here's the problem. You can't guarantee a clear title on that property the way that the Philippine laws are on inheritance and and heirship on that, man, there could be heirs, just so many, especially where there's large families here. It's very common to have a large family. It's very common. There could be 10, 11, 12, 13 siblings, you know. Melinda's from a family of 10. And, man, there it goes. It's all split different directions. It takes everybody's signature. Also, you're going to have family that's not going to get along. You're going to have brothers and sisters, or maybe there's nieces or nephews that then turned out to be the inheritor. Their dad's done passed on, which was one of the siblings, and now a niece or somebody else ended up with it. And oh, I don't like that part of the family, or he did me wrong 15 years ago, or my papa didn't like him. And they're going to throw a monkey wrench in your plans to sell, well, whoever's selling the property, and their plans to sell the property. And then you may have went and got a survey, and you might have went and did a paperwork and a bill of sale and went to an attorney and everything, and you think, man, I got this is done. And 3, 4, 5 years later, somebody shows up and does a claim against the property. You've done built a big house on it, all this stuff, you know. Oh my goodness. Everything I looked at, it scared me, because you don't know what's going to happen. You know, oh, we reduced this price for a rush sale. Why are you rushing? And the price sometimes sounds too good, and you pass on it, and then you hear the next year or the year after that piece of property, they'll say, you know, that piece of property that you looked at out there at that farm, well, they sold it, but now their cousin has filed a claim on it, and now it's tied up and they're all fighting. And then you go, I'm glad I did not buy that piece of property.
Hi, Gani. Hi, Gani.
Say hi.
Hi, Gani. Hi, Gani.
Can you
Hello.
say hi?
Hello.
There you go.
Flying kiss. Flying kiss.
Give everyone a kiss.
Wow. One more pa. One more pa.
Oh my goodness. He is so great. I enjoy him so much. He's going to be my future little helper here, I'm telling you.
I think we're going to head back home. It's about to rain.
Yeah. You know, you can get out there on the internet and you're going to read 10 million different comments. And there's always these people trying to post these, you know, just bad ways of trying to circumvent laws. Don't circumvent the laws. Man, I'm telling you what, if you want no guarantee, circumvent the law. And then I guarantee you have no rights. You will get caught up with it, will be shown, and you will have no rights. Follow the law as we do, and then you can rest at peace.